Right, so I think Frampung haven't saved the last class output. Yeah, never mind. Okay, so last time we discussed about SQL queries and how to fetch data from database using SQL queries, and we discussed mainly select commands. So we'll continue with that. There are other select statements which we have to use to fetch the information. So, and try to just complete the class if you can, because you get 5 days to complete that one. Otherwise, it will keep on in pipeline and it won't be able to complete. Right, so no worries. So to access our SQL Plus or to access the data, I have to enter SQL Plus and the username. Enter and password is Tiger. You can change your password. Okay. So set line 130, pages 130, 100. If you guys remember, this is for the setup of your screen so that you can get the output on your screen in a good way. So let's start from AMP. If these configurations are not there, then you'll find out the output is not coming perfectly on the screen because we have limited lines on screen, right? So this much space can be filled up. If we have multiple columns, it will overlap. It will show here and there. So at least with few columns, 8 to 11 columns, we can fit with this configuration. All the informations are visible. Right, so we'll discuss more about it. Now we'll discuss about how to tackle with null values. So there are scenarios where we can have null values also in our column and rows. So there are 14 rows and where we can see only commission has null values.
Hi, Graf. I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I wasn't here last week, so I'm sorry, but select star from employees. The query that you gave, does the star represent everything? Select all? Does that mean all?
Yes.
All values?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's a wildcard, and we use it when we want to display all values from the table.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you want something specific, then you have to specify an exact column name. So let's say select star from AMP, you're getting all values. But if you want some specific columns, then you have to specify those columns with your query. Select, let's say name, job. Now only these two columns will be displayed.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Fine. So we're talking about null values, how to deal with null values. So let's say select star from MEMP. I'm looking for all the information where commission is null. So all the values will be displayed where commission is null. You can see all those other four rows are not displayed because we have asked for where commission is null. Right? If you want to display all the values where commission is not null, then just this one and not null. So only four rows are displayed where commission is not null. right? And with null values, equal to doesn't work, right? Let's say if you would like to do this, commission is equal to null, so you'll not get any output, right? Because null is, it's not a value, right? Oracle treats null as in a different way. That's why there is a command is null or is not null, not equal to null. Equal to will not be good statement here with null values. Okay. With date function, we have to specify exact value if we are looking for something specific with the date. Let's say, so let's start from amp where. See, I'm putting where condition to fetch information based on some extra values. That means I'm not trying to find out. So I'm not trying to find out all the values. I'm trying to find out actual values based on some conditions. So when we use where, so that means we are going to use some actual information, actual condition. So where high date, let's say, right? Date format is a little bit tricky, that you have to specify in exact format, otherwise it will not work, right? So 20 Feb 81, you can find out. If you try to do something like this, so it will say not a valid month, because Oracle does not understand this format, right? But with this value, even though the information is same, I'm looking for second month, but still the output is not there, not a valid month for an Oracle. So to deal with date functions, we have a different way altogether that we'll discuss in our next in few classes, where how to deal with date function, right? With few more conditions that we can use based on our requirement. So department number is equal to 10, right? So we'll get information based on some conditions. Department number is equal to 10. So let's start from amp where if you want to add two more conditions. One second. I think one more student is trying to join. Let me share the link. Okay, so if we are planning to merge two conditions together, let's say where department is equal to 10, so we are using AND operator here, right? For AND operator, both conditions must be true. So department number is equal to 10 and salary is equal to, or salary is greater than 1000, right? Department number is equal to 10 and salary is greater than 1000. See, if you'll put some wrong column name, you will get this error, because I didn't put the right column name. So department is not there in this column list. If you'll see, there is no column with department. Right column name is department number. So you have to understand the meaning of the error you get, right? So look at the error and then try to find out what mistake you have done. Rectify it and execute the query again, right? So both the conditions must match. The department number is equal to 10 and salary is greater than 1000. So in our case, salary is greater than 1000 in all these three cases, right? Let me a little bit modify this query, and I'll do this 1500. So I'll get two rows. This row has been excluded because of the condition, right? If I'll do this, let's start from 20 or salary is greater than 1000 or 2000. In case of or condition, either of condition can match. Even this could be true or this could be true. Either of the one can be true and we'll get the output. So in case of AND operator, both the condition must be true. That's the difference between and or, right? This and this both must be true to get the value, or either this or this, whatever, right? So that's where we are getting all values, even for 20, 30, 10, all those values, because it's checking for both. If it's 20, it's showing. If it's more than 2000, it's coming up, right? Even though 800 salary is coming up, even though this condition is not matching, but it's working with operator or. That's why we are getting this output, right? We have different operators also. So let's say select star from emp where ename is like, when you want something specific. Let's say if you're trying to match some values, then we use like operator, right? So we have different operators. By using those operators, we can fetch the information. So let's start from emp where ename is like. I'm trying to find out all the columns as of now. Oh, not is basically like. So ename like this. So it will show us all the information. Now using this operator, we will remove few entries from the output. So let's say we are looking for some information. We are looking for enames which starts with or ends with S. So let's say this. What will happen is all the names will be displayed where S is the last character. So ename like %S. You'll see Jones, Adams, and James. All the names which ends with S will be displayed, right? Now, if I want to display names that starts with A, right, like this, and we have to specify this operator percentage with like, because like will try to find out all those values based on this condition. So you're forcing Oracle to give the output based on this condition. So like means it will search for all the names that starts with A. It will display all the values. Whatever comes last doesn't matter, but it should start with A. So Allen and Adams, we are getting the output based on this condition. Right? Percentage A, percentage. Now, wherever Oracle will find A in ename, it will display the values. Not in the end, not in the front or in the middle, anywhere. So we have Aaron in A here. We have A in second position, third position. Wherever there is an A, we'll find out in the output. Right? Any questions in that?
Yeah, I have a question. So the conditions that you're using, do we only use them anytime we do a where? I mean, like if you make a statement like greater than, does it have to have a where in for the for those conditions that you're using with a where clause? Like, is that what it means?
I didn't get your question, Susie.
Okay, so for instance, you're doing select all from employee where name. It's like whatever. So I'm saying that you have, are we allowed certain conditions with a where clause, or does the database take only certain conditions? Do you understand my question?
Yeah.
With a where clause?
Yes, okay. Yes. No, the condition must match with Oracle standards.
Okay, that's what I meant. Okay.
Yeah, but whatever you will think, the condition will be there with Oracle. Right?
Okay, so we can use.
Yeah.
So can we use things like less than and like stuff like that? It's all. Will you give us a list of the conditions, or that's what I want to know?
Yeah, of course. So normally I'll use all the conditions here. So you'll find out even the less than, greater than, equal to, not equal to.
Okay.
That's the maximum probability.
Okay.
Right? So it's all there in Oracle. It's just you need to know which condition has to be used. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. One second. So Michael, Frampong, you guys understanding, right?
Yes.
Please stop me if you guys don't understand. Don't just, listen. Try to be interactive. Okay. Frampong, you have anything?
No, I think I'm good for now.
Okay. So I'm putting in mute. Okay. So Susie, we have all the conditions, right? So let's start from emp where salary is less than, like this, 1,000. So we have condition like this, less than, greater than, not equal to, all those conditions which we can think of, we can find out. It's just we have to use the right format that Oracle can understand. That's it. Right. So let's start from emp where ename like. Now we want something with 4 characters. Let's say we don't remember any name. We just remember there is a person with 4 name character, or there are 4 characters in the name. Then we can specify just like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? It will display all the values where we have 4 characters. You'll see Ward, King, and Ford. So sometimes we don't remember the name. but we remember, okay, there are less characters, 6 characters like that. So based on that, we can fetch. But for those conditions, we cannot use equal to operator, because equal to operator will work differently. That's why we have like, because it will display all values in case of like. Equal to is for the exact value. But Roger, you have anything to say?
Oh, earlier I think I was trying to say something to I was trying to ask Frimpong a question, but I think my phone was on mute. Frimpong, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Good, good, good. I want to start with you today. So is everybody catching up with what's going on? Because I know sometimes we tend to say we are on board with whatever is being taught, but at the end of the day, the instructor is going to go through everything and will ask a question, and you're not going to be able to answer. So if it's fine with everybody, whilst Garb is teaching, I'll just pause in here and there to question everybody if we are all getting along. So let's say for example, there's a requirement, right? This is how usually the requirements will be given. You can get a requirement as an analyst or even a developer to pull all the employees or all the let's say all the employees who have a commission more than, let's say, 300, right? That's not what I'm going to ask you. What is the basic select statement that you're going to use to select the name, the job name, and the hire date from the M table?
Come again?
The name, the EMP number, the job, and the manager hire date. What select statement would you use to pull that?
That is going to be select star from name.
Don't forget that these are the columns that I'm asking for: EMP number, name, job, and manager hire date. Okay.
Okay.
So go ahead and take a try. No need to be shy or anything. This is just to help all of us to understand, because I'm sure there are other people on there who are also shivering that I'll call them, but that's fine, because I'm coming to everybody today. So if you get a requirement that go ahead and pull all the columns from EMP number, now from the employee table. They want the EMP number, they want the EMP name, they want the job, and the manager hire date. How would you pull it?
Okay, so that would be select star from employee.
Nope.
Roger.
If you do a select star from EMP, it means you want all the columns and all the rows from the EMP table.
Right.
Right. So here, the requirement is I've given you specific columns that I want you to pull. Make sense? Because these are the very, very basic ones that I'm asking. So if we are at a level whereby Garb is going through select star from EMP where name is like, the $A, then you are way over in the advanced side whereby the basic stuff you don't even understand. And this is not to you. I'm just saying everybody. Garb, am I correct?
Yes.
So let me come down. John, with the same question that I asked Frimpong, would you be able to answer that?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think I missed the other time the class, and also yeah, the instructor is about to set up the thing for me to do the practice. So
that's fine. That's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Ozaios, do you want to take a shot?
Yeah, I want to take a shot.
Go ahead, sir.
Based on what Bob said, we only use the star for like star is a wildcard. That's when we're selecting specific. So from what the question that you're asking, if you want to have information about the employee name, employee number, e-name, job, and manager ID, you go select emp number with a comma, job, comma, manager ID, comma. Yes, we select emp number, job number, e-name, job number, and manager ID. Hold on. We select. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna select emp number, e-name, job, and manager's ID with the semicolon.
Okay.
And that's gonna display.
And that's it. That's the whole. I want the whole select statement.
Okay, so select from employee e-name. Okay, so select emp employee number. Select emp number. Emp from e-name, job, manager did where. No. E-name, right? Hold on. Let me see. Let me just go up.
Don't think too much. You're almost there.
Yeah, but I'm missing the last part of the statement.
Exactly.
Where with the clause condition.
See where is too I may say where it's a little advanced. So go back to the basic. You are selecting from a table. What is the name of the table?
From table. Okay. Yeah, got you.
You see what I'm saying?
From tab with the semicolon.
Exactly.
Got you.
Exactly. So everybody, I know there are some people who are a little confused, but please don't be confused. I've been there before. The best way for you to understand it is think about a table, a table that's there. Your requirement is they've asked you to pull all these columns from the table. You only use the wildcard to pull all the columns when you want to pull all the columns. So in this case, I asked Osiris, give me so and so columns from the emp table. Okay, so what you do, number one, you select emp number, comma, e-name, comma, job, comma, manager hire date from emp, then semicolon. Then it will give you your result set. Is everybody there? Did I make myself clear? Friend,
yeah,
you got it.
Yeah, so he's saying you're going to select employee number, comma, employee name, comma, job, comma, from employee, comma, and semicolon.
From EMP, because the table name
EMP.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
The table name is EMP. So all that you are selecting, all these columns that you're selecting, where are you selecting it from? You are taking it from the M table.
Okay.
You have so and so columns. Your manager is saying, pull me all the columns or all this result set from this table. So you have to pull it from that table. Your data is stored in that table, so you can only pull it from that table. Does it make sense? Is there anybody who doesn't understand the basic select statement?
That last week I was not there, but I just want to ask, so what is the emp table? What is that?
Okay. The emp table is an employee table. Gaurav, do you want me to go ahead and explain it to John, or you're going to do that later?
It's fine. Go ahead. Otherwise, there's no sense to go ahead with the class. If these guys don't understand the table and column names, then I think you can pitch in wrong.
Exactly. Okay, give me 1 second. So, John, pretty much in a database, okay, it's a collection of tables. And what are tables? Tables are objects within a database that you store data inside. Okay, so the EMP that we are talking about is a table within a database. So the question that I gave to Ozias, Frimpong, and the others were, you have a table named M. Okay, so inside of a database, there are so many tables, different tables, and all the tables have columns and rows, and that is how the data is stored in every database. The data is stored in a table. So with this database that we are working here, the table that we are working with is called EMP. Simply means employee table. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So inside the employee table, to make sure that you have all the right information, one of the columns is called EMP number. I mean, imagine the company that you work with right now, right? They have a database and they have a table that they have all the employees' names on there. Your name is on there. So imagine can I get control to Frimpong's?
What do you want to do? Tell me.
That's okay. So put a mouse over the Allen salesman. Or over at this okay, that's fine. Now let's go to the top one. Select star from amp where name is like the A. Yeah, right there. Let's go to the actual table. Highlight the table for me. Okay, good. So John, as you look here, right, this whole thing, all the employee name, the employee number, job, manager, high day, sale, SAL, that's the salary, commission, department number. This is a table inside of a database, okay? And this is called the employee table. So imagine your name could be in place of, let's say, John Boedu, right? Your name could be the Boedu could be where the Smith is. Your position is a DBA. So instead of the clerk, put a DBA there. Your manager's ID number is probably 7902. They hired you December 19th, 2017. Okay, your salary is 90,000, no commission. Your department number is 20. Okay, so whenever you are hired into a company, they have a table like this that they put your name inside. Okay, so if you have, let's say, a database administrator, they can ask you to get all the employees who have a salary of 80,000 and below. Okay, with that you have to use a different select statement to retrieve that type of data. But I don't want to get there because that's too much of an advanced query for you right now. But having said that, all this information here is contained within the EMP table. The EMP table. When you want to pull all the columns inside of a table in a database, what you use is the wildcard. That is what Gaurav said earlier. What is the wildcard? The wildcard is telling the database that I want all the columns and all the rows inside of this table to come out. Select star from EMP. So this select statement here pulled all, if it had 1,000,000 rows in this table, it would have pulled all the 1,000,000 rows. So the reason why they suggest never to use this wildcard is because if you don't know and a database table has, let's say, 1,000,000 rows, because believe it or not, there are some tables that carry over 1,000,000 rows in there. If you go do this, run this type of query on that database, you might even slow the performance of that database down. Okay, so instead of doing this, there is a better way and a more efficient way to do it. Select EMP number, comma, e-name, comma, job, comma, hire date from EMP, which is the EMP table. So instead of saying the EMP table, you don't have to specify as the EMP table because the database already knows that there is only one EMP table in there. So you put the EMP and you put a semicolon and it pulls you out all the columns that you need, because the requirement that you get will probably not ask you to pull all the columns. So you went in there, you put select emp number, comma, e-name from emp. So in that requirement, they just ask you to pull the emp name. Wow, would you mind, putting out that select statement for me? Select emp number, comma, job, comma, manager hire date, or hire date. Okay, hire date from. Let's go from ENP. That's it. John, can you explain to me what this select statement means?
Like the way that information is retrieved.
Okay, now what I want you to explain is this select statement. Select emp number, job, hire date from emp.
Can you ask the question?
Okay, so the question is, and please, nobody should get intimidated by these questions, because believe it or not, with these questions that I'm asking, it's helping you to really understand what is being taught. If I am wrong, please let me know so that I stop doing this. John, the question was select emp number, job, comma, hire date from emp. What does it mean?
Like where information is being retrieved.
Yeah, but what information? Okay, it's okay, John. I'll come back to you because I know the last time you didn't join. So that's fine. Susie, you want to take a shot?
Yes. It means select employee number, job, and hire date from the emp table.
Good. Mary, did you understand what I just explained?
Yes, I did.
Good. Gaurav, can you give me another select statement? Select manager, hire date, job from tab.
By tab.
Great. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. Is Raymond on?
I can't see him.
Okay, so he probably dropped off. But Michael.
I think I have to mention emp, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry. From emp. I don't know why we did that.
Okay.
Okay. Is Michael there?
Yes, he's there, but I think
he's on mute. Okay, that's fine.
Yes, and mute. Let me unmute.
Okay, John, do you understand this one that we just executed? John. Osiris.
I'm here, Roger.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Do you got this, right? As for you, I'm not worried about you because I know you're the senior DBA.
I'm still learning.
Yeah, I'm still learning too, man. Okay, I think I've been able to clarify some small stuff. So go ahead, please. You can go ahead now. Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
But guys, this is what is happening because you guys are not practicing, The Roger, whatever he asked was very basic questions. And I think I have been telling this all the time. Last time we discussed how to describe a table, how to fetch the information, how to fetch all information, how to fetch specific columns. We all discussed that. But still, if you guys can't reply those basic questions, then that simply means that you guys are not practicing. You have to give time, right? If you're looking a future there with Oracle, you guys have to give time, and not much time, at least half an hour. Just go through my notes, right? And this is what we have been discussing. So how can I expect that you guys understood this query, right? What we have got here in the output, based on some conditions, and why we are getting all the columns, because I use star here, right? So stop me if you guys don't understand. Don't just listen. Listen will not solve this purpose. So that's why I ask if you guys have any questions, but you guys don't come up with any questions. That's why Roger asked this question, so that we'll get to know where you guys are with understanding. Cool. If you guys forgot, let me tell you, you can describe your table with this command. Describe emp. So emp table must be there in the schema. What is schema? Schema is just a username that contains objects, right? So show user will tell you in which schema you are working. So if you remember, we connected as Scott user, right? SQL plus Scott Tiger. The Scott is nothing but a schema name. So show user will tell you which user we have been working. Scott. And Scott has these many objects, which we discussed last time. So let's start from tab. These are the objects we have in our schema, Scott. And we have these tables, bonus, demo, department, emp, and we are working with emp table as of now. Only one table, and we might have 1,000 tables, right? So when we fetch information from any specific table, right, this is the basic format. Select star from table name, right? This is the information. This is the format of using a query, right? And that table name could be anything. Select star from department. If the table name is department, select star from emp. If the table name is emp, it depends, because once you are selected in a company, you will, after some time, you will remember what table contains what type of information, right? So your higher management doesn't know this. They will just ask you the questions, or maybe they will just send you the details. I want this information from the database. They don't remember. They don't know what table is it, right? Being a DBA, you guys have to remember that employee table has employee information. Department table has department information. They will just ask you the question, okay, through email, that we want this information. So it's your responsibility to remember those tables, that what table contains what information, so that you can make your queries and you can give them some reports, or you can give them some data which they are looking for, right? So try to understand the table, what is table, and table is a formation of rows and columns. The way we put our values in Excel sheet. Excel sheet also has rows and columns and all, right? Similarly, it looks like Excel sheet to me. That's why I described in my previous classes that how the informations are saved in a table, right? So to fetch the information from the Excel sheet, you open it and you apply filters on that, and you get the information. In case of Oracle, you execute a query based on some conditions, right? In Excel sheet, what do you do? If there are 1,000 columns, you hide those unimportant columns and you just fetch the information. In case of Oracle, you give the column name and fetch the information from a table. So that's what Roger was asking. If you will specify specific columns, then how can you do that, right? So select and from amp will not change. It will be there. Why? Because you have to select something and you have to select something from somewhere, right? So select and from amp will not change. If you are trying to fetch information from a table, this portion will not change. What will change is after select, it might be all the columns, it might be some specific columns like e-name and job, and then from amp will not change. As I said, select and from amp will not change, right? So like this. So what we did is now instead of star we used specific columns. After that you can add conditions. But the basic query is select something from amp. This portion will not change. Select and this, right? This thing will not change. Is table name can change, but select from table name will not change. That's the basic standard of writing a query, right? In case of select. So we have format, we have format, we have standards to write a query. And if you will not write the query in that format, then Oracle will not understand, right? If you'll put table name before from and you are using from after table, that's the wrong format. Oracle will not understand. So select star amp from doesn't make any sense to Oracle. It might make sense for me, but it doesn't make sense to Oracle. Oracle will not understand. For Oracle, this is the wrong format, right? So there is no output. Select star amp from, wrong format. So it says from keyword not found where expected. Oracle is expecting from somewhere else. We should remember the format, right? Select star from amp is the right format that Oracle will understand and give you the output. Is it understood? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Please, thank you.
Can you hear me, Gareth?
Tell me.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I had a question for you. Can you issue a select statement that says select e-name and job from amp? I would take and A and B.
Select
Or it
e-name.
would not. Or
Select e-name and.
exactly, and job from E and B.
No.
It doesn't take the word E and B.
No. See, the thing is, and is a operator that will be used after amp table. So and is not. So if you want, multiple columns, Oracle has given you the option to use comma.
Okay.
Right? Oracle will not. Oracle doesn't give the option to use and, because and operator has a different usage. Right?
Okay.
And will be used in the where condition. Right? So to select multiple columns. That's what, if you have any question, that you have to write a query and you'll get your answer automatically. Like you thought like this, right? You will try to write this query and you will get your answer. Right?
Okay.
Right? Then only you understand what Oracle understands. So you have to come up with your own question. Right? See, this is the way you practice. Even though, I don't even know what Oracle can give us. So I do practice. I think my question, I apply it. If I get the answer, that means the format is correct. If not, then I search, then I study.
Okay.
Right? So you got this question that can we use, and you wrote this query and you got your answer. This is not right format.
Okay.
So to select multiple columns, Oracle has given us the option to use comma. Right? So
Let me ask a question about is there accepted, standard guidelines for the queries other than the select from, like just as Susie was asking? Let's say, as a DB, you want to like come up with your own, query. I know you have to use select from a specific table. Like if we are practice in our homes and you want to like try new queries that we want to come up with, let's say select e-name from job where commission is less than equal to, let's say, 1,000. We can try that to see whether it's going to give us a value or what.
Yeah, so you said select star from job. No.
Select e-name.
E-name, yeah. E-name.
Okay, 1 second. Okay.
I'm trying to pull out my own personal query.
Okay, so select e-name from job, right? So in this case, till here is okay. But the thing is, there is no job table.
Okay, get you, because job is a column.
No, job is a table name. So after from it, a table name comes, right? So if you do select star from tab, you can only use table name which you can see in your schema.
Okay.
Right? So select e-name from job. Let's say as of now job table is not there. So you will find out it says that table does not exist. Right? Select e-name from job. So first of all, job is a different thing. Job is a keyword for Oracle. That's why it says procedure, function, package, or type is not allowed here. So job table is not there first of all, so you cannot do that, right? Let me select something else, some other name, like job 1, okay? So table or view does not exist. So you can't use this. So you can only use table name which you have in your schema. So you can use select star from bonus, select star from demo, department, amp, cell grade, T1 to T7. You can use select star from these tables only in your schema. Now, if you talk about column, now let's say there is a table bonus. Now select e-name from bonus. Now table is there. Will I get the output? Tell me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because bonus is a...
No, why will I get the output? Okay. As of now, no row selected. Let me describe this table. Okay, e-name was there. Okay, hold on. Select employee number from bonus. Will I get the output now?
No, because you made a mistake in the
employee.
Yeah, employee.
Okay, fine. Employee number from bonus. Will I get the output?
Amp number, yes.
Why would I get the output? Amp number column is not there.
Okay, name.
See, amp number table column is not there. So see, we can only fetch those columns from a table where columns are available. So DESC describe amp table. We can only find out these columns from amp table. If I use any other column name, let's say select job ID from amp, will I get the output?
No.
Because job ID is not a column in amp table. Right? So we have to see we can't remember all the columns in our table. So that's why I have shared the first command as a describe.
Right.
Describe emp, and then you just find out, okay, these are the columns you have. So only these columns can be used with select. If I'll use different thing, that it will throw an error like this, right? So select mgr from emp, it will come up. Why? Because mgr column is here.
Right.
Right? So you have to specify only those columns which are there with the table and with the right table. So this information and this information must match, right? The column names must be there and with the right format, then only you will get your output. In a single query, there's a lot of tricks. Got it?
So it's better for you to describe the table first and know that, the columns that you'll be fetching from the table in order to help you,
Right.
guide you in your query selection.
Right. This is the right approach. First of all, describe the table and see how many columns and what are the columns name, and then give your names. Select department number, and doesn't matter how you fetch the information. Any column can be displayed here. Right? Department number comes last, but you can display in a first column. Job. But the only thing is it must match. The name must match. That's it. From emp, you'll get it because you only fetched only those columns which were there in emp table. But if you will select any column which are not there, let's say job ID, then it will not. This query is nothing. It will fail. So job ID is not there. So once you write a query, Oracle will search in the emp table all these columns. Oracle will find out department number, Oracle will find out job, Oracle will find out e-name, but Oracle will not find out job ID. Right? This is wrong column name. So it will throw an error. It cannot display all other three values because it doesn't make sense. That it will ignore one column name. Right? So it has to check every value which you are looking for. Then only it will give you the output. Otherwise, it will throw an error. And Oracle checks word by word. That's the, there's an error with job ID. Oracle scans each word, and wherever there is a mistake, if select spelling is wrong, you will get an error. If this is not there, you will get an error. If from spelling is wrong, you will get an error. If from is not mentioned, you will get an error. It will check for emp table. Emp table is not there, you will get an error. Semicolon is not there, you will get an error. So Oracle checks the whole query step by step, right? Or you can't play with with wrong stuff with Oracle. Oracle has written a very smart code to check everything. So everything must be right to fetch the information in the correct format and right format. Understood? So I believe after today, you guys would be able to, at least able to find out the information from a table.
Yes, we can.
Yeah. And I don't think so, I did miss anything to describe this concept. So the only thing is just think calmly and then practice. You guys are not practicing. As simple as that. Even I have pinged you guys for your system setup. You guys are not available. I am always available. There are few times which I am not available because my timings does not match with your timings. But yes, You guys can share me your system and I can configure everything for you guys. You guys are not available. So I think it's not my mistake. You can't blame me. I pinged every individual, I believe. Michael, Mary, John, right? You guys have to ping me, but I am pinging you guys. No worries. Okay, so we are working on those percentage function, how to fetch specific information from the table, right?
Right.
Yeah, so where salaries, all these conditions. After this query is met, after this query is right, then you have to specify the condition, that what condition you're looking for. So I'm selecting all the columns, but with some condition. I want all the columns, but I have few conditions to be met. The salary must be less than this, or e-name must be 4 characters, like that, or e-name should start with, e-name should start with a character, like that. These are the conditions I am putting extra. This information is right. After that, I am putting condition. For condition, I have to use where operator. This is the operator. With where condition, then ename, then I cannot use equal to, that ename equal to, because equal to is for exact values. If you are not sure about it, then you have to use like operator, right? Department number is equal to 10. That means you are looking for exact value. You'll get it, but you will not get in this condition where you don't know the exact name or you don't know the exact thing. On those conditions, you have to use like.
Can you come again with that?
Yeah, I'm saying when we use equal to operator, let's say I say this, select star from amp where department number is equal to 10. So I am looking for exact information. So it will work. But where I don't know the exact information, I am just looking for based on my guess, that where ename is like, where ename like this or ename like that. So I'm not sure about it. In those scenarios, I have to use like. I cannot use ename equal to percentage s. It will not make any sense because I'm equal to is only for exact information. Okay.
Okay.
Fine. Select star from tab. Let me create one dummy table. We'll discuss how to create table later on. Let me create one table. Select create table amp1 as I'm creating a table, though we'll discuss that in detail later on. But I'm just trying to create a table amp1 as select star from amp as same as amp table with all the outputs, with all the columns, with all the rows. So select star from amp1. You'll get the same output. So select star from tab. You will see we got one table also, emp1, which we just created. Because I don't want to play around with emp table, so I created one more table so that I can delete rows, all those. If you guys planning to do anything with delete or update, please don't do with emp table, because this is standard table, and because you guys are practicing on this table, so don't play around with this. Select is okay, but no update, no delete, unless you guys are sure about it. That's why I created one more demo table, as same as emp table, right? And you're getting the same output. Select start from emp1, same output as emp, right? Okay, so now we have discussed about select statement. We'll come up later on with more select statements, but I would like to specify how to update, right? How to update a value. Now, so far we have been just selecting and selecting. Now let's say we got a request that we have to update some value. So how can we do that? Right? There's a format for that. Right? There's a format, right? Update, right? So far we were discussing select star from something, right? Now we are discussing update. For that is a different format. We have to write update, and then we have to specify table name, right? Update table name. Then you have to specify what information you're trying to update. So set, I will put the condition what I want to change. Set, let's say commission is equal to 1000. So what I want is, I want to change the commission of Alan from 3,300 to 500 or 600, right? So set commission is equal to 600. Now I need to tell to Oracle that where do I want to change, where commission is equal to 300. So I am updating emp table. I'm changing commission as 600, where commission is equal to 300. As of now, we have only one employee with this. So if I'll do this, one row updated. Commit is when I execute any command which has DML value. DML is nothing but data manipulation language. So update is a DML command, because I am going to change something in a table. So when you want to change something, you want to delete something, that means you're trying to change the table. In those scenarios, I have to put commit. If I will not put commit, these values will not be updated. After commit is executed, then this value will be displayed. So if you do select star from emp1, you will see 300 has become 600. Right? Because we have updated it. Right? Let's say if you want to change back to 300 again, what you have to do is update, then table name. You need to tell to Oracle that what table you're trying to change. Update table name, then set commission is equal to 300, where commission is equal to 600. So you're telling Oracle, you're trying to Oracle that set commission as 300, where commission is 600. One row updated. Commit for permanent changes. So let's start from emp1. You see, we got back to 300 again. Right? Any questions?
In a case where you have more than one employee getting a commission of 300, is there any specific
update emp1 set ename is equal to Gaurav, where ename is equal to Smith. So what I'm doing is I'm changing this information. I'm putting my name where ename is equal to Smith. So it will search whether Smith name is available. If Smith name is available, it will change Smith to Gaurav. All Smith will be changed to Gaurav. But luckily we have only one Smith here. So one row updated. If there are two Smiths, then it will be two rows updated. Commit. Select star from emp1. You see, it has become this. You can change any column here, any rows, anything you can change. You can change department number, you can change anything. You just have to write the right format and you will be able to change it. I'm putting back Smith. So set ename is equal to Smith, where now I have to change the name. So Gaurav will be here, Smith will be here, like this. Where ename is equal to Gaurav. I have to specify right format. If I write Gaurav in a capital letters, because it's not saved in capital letters, I have to write it same way. Smith is capital. Smith was capital basically. That's why I change Smith in capital. If I do in small characters, it will save in small characters. We have to specify the way we want to be. We want the value to be stored. Commit. So we got back to the original value. Let's start from emp1. So we got this Smith back. Okay, guys. Any questions? Or else I'll wrap up. Cool then. I believe no one has any questions for now. So let me save this output and I'll share this to everyone. Okay guys, I'll share this output with everyone and please practice, otherwise you guys are going nowhere, right? So meet tomorrow, same time.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Ojai, Susie, Mary.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye guys, take care.
Okay. Bye.